Hello and welcome back to BS Rugby, and what a weekend of rugby we saw in the United Rugby Championship. Some last minute winners, some incredible tries, and a lack of discipline, let's say. But I hope you enjoyed it. Here is my review of all the games, looking at the key moments, key players, stats, etc. So make sure if you're new here to hit the subscribe button down below. It's free to do. Thank you for 1,700 subscribers. Leave a like on the video and get your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's begin then on Friday night as we saw Connacht get their first win of the season as they beat the Bulls 34 points to 7. But it was the Bulls who went in front first of all within the first minute. Botia got in 1 minute into the game. But O'Halloran would get a try back for the home side as they went in just ahead after Cartier had added a penalty. But in the second half, Connacht did pull away, getting some more tries, and 2 tries for Daly, Hansen and Farrell also got on the score sheet to wrap up the game. Really impressive from Connacht as they got their first points of the campaign. The Blue Bulls once again falling to defeat. That's 2 defeats on the bounce now in this year's competition. Connacht will be very, very pleased with the performance, especially in the second half. A little bit cagey in the first half, but in the second half, they just pulled away. Their quality came through. But you've got to say, the lack of discipline for the Bulls really hurt them. If we have a look at the stats here, number of tackles, 165 is a lot, but missing 26. Tackle success rate of only 86% isn't great, and that territory is a massive problem. Only having 36% of the territory, meaning that they just weren't playing in the right areas of the field, didn't have possession in the right areas of the field, so they're not going to create enough in those positions. But fair play to Connacht, they controlled the game for most of it. Congratulations to them. Connacht fans, Bulls fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on this game. Moving on to the other Friday night game, which saw Scarlets get their first win of the season as they beat Emirates Lions at Packer Scarlets 36 points to 13. Sam Costello, the young fly half, came in for Dan Jones and was absolutely exceptional all night. Scarlets played some beautiful free-flowing rugby, and we'll have a look at the stats in a second, which truly back that up. Tries, as you saw on your screen there, Tom Rogers got 2 tries flying winger, absolutely, but it got off with Rob Evans powering over for the home side early on. Him really coming back into form after struggling with the Welsh setup recently. Steph Evans did also get on the try line for the Scarlets, and he's been in form as well. That's 2 tries now in his opening 2 games. If we have a look at the stats, it's very obvious how the Scarlets want to play. They want to play counter-attacking rugby. They're very comfortable with the opposition having the ball. They just want to counter-attack, and they have the pace and the skill and the heads-up awareness of what's around them to play that. You have a look here, 4 tries scored, only 45% possession, 6 clean breaks, 11 defenders beaten, and 7 offloads. Shows the style of rugby that they really want to play. They want to get that counter-attacking style coming for them. With the likes of Steph Evans, Tom Rogers, Jonathan Davis, Scott Williams, all in there. They're all very comfortable with ball in hand, aren't they? So Dwayne Peel's men get their first win of the new campaign, while the Air Lions felt their first defeat of their season. Let's move on then to the most dramatic game of the weekend, which saw Benetton beating Edinburgh 28 points to 27. Benetton claiming a dramatic last play of the game drop goal to win the match. The game was at 25-27 in favour of Edinburgh. 85 minutes on the clock. The clock was in the red. Benetton had been building and going forward, and they finally got in a position to have an attempt at the drop goal. And fair play to the young scrum half, Leonardo Marin, 19 years old, stepping up after Garbisi had left to go to Montpellier, and he slotted it perfectly. Benetton did get some great tries throughout the match. Lukosi got the opening try. Ioane also got a try. For Edinburgh WP now, Ben Vellacott once again impressing with 2 tries on the day, and as well as McAnally getting on the scoreline. But for Edinburgh, I mean, not really building upon that game against Scarlets last week, and truly Scarlets were poor rather than Edinburgh being good, I felt. And this is a bad defeat for Edinburgh. But Benetton, 2 wins on the bounce now. What can they truly achieve this season? Last year, the Pro Footy didn't win any games, but then went and won the Rainbow Cup. And now 2 wins out of 2 to kick off their campaign. Let me know in the comments down below, Benetton fans, your thoughts, Edinburgh fans, what went wrong? Let me know in the comments down below. We'll be intrigued to hear your thoughts. Let's move on then to the Saturday fixtures. The first off, we saw Glasgow Warriors beating the South Sea Sharks 35 points to 24. Ross Thompson getting the first try for Glasgow there after some really good work. And they got 2 or 3 very quick early tries, and you thought the game would be completely over and done with. 6 tries in total for Glasgow. Cole Forbes, the fullback, got 2, but Sharks did come back into it. Roots de Toit and Mukase got tries for the away side, but ill discipline really costing this South Sea Sharks game. As I said, Ross Thompson got an early try, and he really impressed me throughout the afternoon, only missing 1 kick all afternoon. Really impressive from him. Duncan Weir is currently injured, and this really gives him an opportunity to cement his place as the starting fly half. As I said, Glasgow got some tries through the likes of Cole Forbes. He got 2 on the day, and I felt like Glasgow deserved to get the win in the end. Maybe the scoreline was a little bit kind towards those South Sea Sharks players. Looking at the stats, again, Glasgow absolutely dominated in terms of their offensive play. 5 tries to the 3 of South Sea Sharks, 55% possession to 45, 6 clean breaks, 12 defenders beaten, and 18 offloads. Really shows how this Glasgow team want to play under Danny Wilson. Very comfortable to throw the ball about and to try and keep it alive. And that's something we're seeing with these South African teams. They seem to be running out of steam a little bit later on into games. But congratulations to Glasgow. Well done to you. That is your first win of the season. The Sharks still looking for their first win of the season. Let's move on then to the next game. And, well, we maybe kind of expected this one. Ulster winning this one 36 points to 3 over Zebre out in Italy. And let me tell you, Ulster dominated this game. Absolutely smashed them. A really good performance from the away side. Not sure about the away kit, but a really good performance from them. McCurry got 2. Timoney got 2. It was very impressive. Addison also got tries as well as Hume. And as I said, Ulster were just completely dominant throughout this one. I mean, it really was just one-way traffic throughout the game. As I said, Nick Timoney, really impressive. 2 tries, 7 successful carries throughout the day. But just to show you how dominant and how poor Zebre were in defence, 31% territory. If you're not going to be playing in the right areas of the pitch, if you don't have the ball in the right areas of the pitch, you're not going to get points. 111 tackles is a lot, but 25 missed tackles, giving them only an 82% tackle success rate, and only turning the ball over 4 times means they're not getting possession of the ball. They're missing their tackles, therefore giving the territory to Ulster, and they can't get the ball back once Ulster had it. It was a real tough afternoon for Zebre, and it looks like they're going to struggle once again. They're still looking for their first win of the season, while Ulster have now done 2 on the bounce, 2 wins for them. Sticking with one of the Irish provinces, we head over to Thomond Park as we saw Munster beating the Stormers 34 points to 18, but the scoreline doesn't really reflect the way the game went, as the Stormers went into a ridiculous lead at half-time. First 30 minutes, they're 18-0 up after half an hour, the Stormers side. Tries for Gellant, Zaz and Litzbeck. They went ahead at 18 points to 0, and it was kind of a shock. Nobody really knew what was going on, and everyone was questioning whether this Munster side could truly get back into it, but get back into it they did. They got back into it through Donahue, getting a try, Klein, Scannell, Douglas, and of course Springbok Snyman crashing over. He's had a lot of injury issues, but he's back, and he's an absolute ball carrier, an option at the line out, as Munster love to use their driving ball. And they did rotate a little bit with the likes of Zebre on the bench. Mike Haley got the nod at fullback. If you're looking through this game, I mean, it's quite obvious once again. Storm is struggling with fitness issues. We saw it against Benetton in the lead, 11-point lead, blew it away, 18-point lead, and blew it away. There's clearly issues, one of mentality maybe, but also one maybe of fitness issues in the squad, and potentially experience as well could be a big issue for this side. But Munster, that's 2 wins on the bounce for them, at 0 for the Stormers. It looks like it's going to be a pretty tough campaign for them, but do let me know, fans of both sides, in the comments down below your thoughts on this one, as Munster completed an epic comeback. Let's move on then to the Saturday night kickoff, which saw Ospreys play a Welsh derby against their bitter rivals, the Cardiff. As an Ospreys fan, I was delighted to say that we came out on top, winning this one by 18 points to 14. Gareth Anscombe kicking 6 penalties throughout the evening. No try for the Ospreys, but 2 for the Cardiff Blues. The first one was a rather shocking one. Rhys Priestland got a penalty kick. It hit the post. It bounced back down. Owen Watkin ball watching, and Josh Adams run through, picks it up unchallenged, and scores right next to the post to give the Blues the lead. But it was the Ospreys keeping the scoreboard ticking. Silly penalties from the Blues, allowing us to really get into this game. And Gareth Anscombe, absolutely brilliant. Real issues with injuries over the last year or so, but he seems to have come back, playing some good rugby and just controlling the game. That's what I really like from him, is his control at 10. He's very comfortable on the ball, makes the right decisions. And with Jared Evans getting injured and him coming back to fitness for Wales, it looks like he's ready to step into that role. Rhys Priestland did play pretty much the full 80, which was encouraging to see for him. And he had a decent night as well. But for the Ospreys, it's a Derby Day win, which is really encouraging to see. Very happy with that. And that's 2 wins on the bounce for the Ospreys after beating the Dragons and the Cardiff Blues. Let's move on then to the final game of the weekend. It is the Dragons who hosted Leinster. And before the game, you'd have thought this would be a very simple win for the away side. Leinster putting 30 points on the Bulls last week, while the Dragons lost at home against the Ospreys. But it wasn't to be like that. No, the scoreline 8 points to 7 in favour of Leinster in the end. It was not a classic game by any stretch of the imagination. Deegan scored the early try for Leinster, and 2 yellow cards early on for the Dragons. You thought it was going to be a long afternoon, but fair play to them. They hung in there, they fought hard, they kept going, they defended really, really well. But once again, knock-ons, mistakes at the breakdown, they just could not win their line-outs all day. And this game probably was there for the Dragons to go and win it in the end. If they just had that little bit more discipline, being able to hold on to the ball a little bit longer. Sam Davies did kick 2 penalties for the Dragons, and I thought he was very good all afternoon, especially his control of the game and getting the Dragons down the field. Both teams lacked a lot of discipline in this one. There was a lot of mistakes, deliberate knock-ons here and there, problems at the breakdown. And as I said, the line-out for the Dragons just simply wasn't good enough. But Leinster, 2 wins out of 2, not the performance they would have wanted, but it's a result nonetheless. The Dragons still looking for their first win of the season. Before we get on to next weekend's fixtures, let's take a look at your predictions. As always, folks, make sure to get your predictions in on Thursday night's video. That's when I put my prediction video out. So if you want to feature on the review show on a Sunday evening, make sure to just comment your predictions in there, and I'll get you up and we'll see how you've done. So the 3 folks we're going to pick on this week. Conor Quainan had a fantastic week last week, but how did he do this week? Well, unfortunately for him, it was not to be as well. Bulls, of course, didn't get the win. Scarlets did. Edinburgh didn't. Ulster did win. Munster won. Cardiff, Rugby said would win, but the Ospreys, and he's having a go at me for an Ospreys fan, but the Ospreys did get the win. He backed Glasgow to win, which they did manage to do, and he also backed Leinster to win. So an okay time for him. Sean Mayon, Mystic Sean, of course, said that Connacht would beat the Bulls, which he was right about. Said Scarlets would win. Said Edinburgh would win, which he wasn't quite right about, but Glasgow to win. Ulster to win was right about. Munster to win was right about. Backing Cardiff Blues to win. I don't know what's going on. People are backing the Blues in this one, but they got it wrong. But also backing Leinster to win. So once again, not too bad a week for Sean. And then for Mark was backing Connacht to win, which he got right. Scarlets and Benetton, so he got them right. Glasgow and Ulster to win, which he got right. Munster, Ospreys and Leinster. So it's a clean sweep for Mark Dunphy. Great week for you, Mark. Congratulations to you, mate. You got them all right. Backing Benetton to beat Edinburgh was a great shout, wasn't it? And before we go then, let's look at the fixtures for next week. Ospreys host the South Sea Sharks down at the Swansea.com Stadium, or the Liberty as it is known. Ulster then host Benetton. Both teams coming off 2 wins. You'd back Ulster to win that, but it'll be interesting to see. On the Saturday then, we have 4 fixtures as Leinster host Zebre. Glasgow Warriors host Emirates Lions. Connacht welcome the Dragons, while Edinburgh will look for their second win of the season and to bounce back after that defeat to Benetton by taking on the Stormers, while Cardiff will welcome the Bulls. And on the Sunday, the final game sees Scarlets host the Munster down at Pauk Scarlets. But there we go. That's my review of a wonderful weekend of the United Rugby Championships. As always, if you have enjoyed, hit the subscribe button down below. Leave a like on the video and get your thoughts on your team's performance in the comments down below. Don't forget, Thursday night, the prediction show will be out. So get your comments on that video to feature in next week's review show. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace.